Catherine Walsh was dying. Her lips bled. Her hands shook. Pain twisted deep in her stomach. Her son Daniel hung limp in her arms. 6 years old, eyes half closed. Her daughter Emma clung to her back. 4 years old, not moving anymore. 3 days in the snow. No food, no shelter. They were finished. Through the trees, Catherine saw smoke. A cabin. She stumbled forward. Her legs screamed. Her vision blurred. But she kept moving. That smoke meant fire. Fire meant life. She reached the door at midnight. Raised her frozen fist. Knocked. 3 heavy thuds echoed in the dark. Silence. She knocked again. "Please," she whispered. The door opened. A massive man filled the doorway. Black beard. Jagged scar across his face. Eyes cold as winter stone. Catherine's breath stopped. Elias Crane. The mountain killer. The hermit everyone feared. She waited for him to slam the door. His gaze dropped to her children. Something changed in his face. "Inside," he said. Warmth hit like a wall. Elias took Daniel from her arms. Carried him to a bed. Wrapped him in blankets. Came back for Emma. Laid her beside her brother. Covered her gently. "Sit," he said. Catherine collapsed by the fire. Elias brought her broth. Warm. Thin. Drink. Slow. She obeyed. He knelt by the children. Lifted Daniel's head. Brought a spoon to his lips. Daniel swallowed. Then again. Elias moved to Emma. Same patience. Same care. Emma's eyes opened. "Good girl," he whispered. Catherine sobbed. Elias looked at her. Said nothing. He fed her children until the bowls were empty. "Sleep," he said. "You're safe." Catherine's eyes closed. She slept. Catherine woke to sunlight. She shot upright. Daniel, Emma, "Here, Mama." They sat at the table. Eating bread. Drinking milk. Alive. Relief crushed her chest. Elias stood by the fire. He brought her tea. "Thank you," she whispered. "I don't know how." "You don't need to." His voice was flat. Final. He turned away. Catherine studied him. Massive. Scarred. Dangerous looking. But his cabin was clean. Books lined the shelves. His clothes were neat. This wasn't the monster people described. "How long were we asleep?" she asked. "One night. The storm won't clear for 3 days. You leave now, you die." Truth. No emotion. Just fact. "Then let us work," Catherine said. "We'll earn our keep." Elias looked at her. "Rest first. We'll talk after." His tone ended the conversation. 3 days passed. Wind howled. Snow buried the windows. But inside, warmth held. Elias cooked. Tended fire. Checked the children from a distance. Catherine watched him. He made extra broth without being asked. He carved small animals for Daniel and Emma. His eyes softened when Emma laughed. On the 4th day, Catherine found him chopping wood outside. She grabbed logs. Carried them inside. Stacked them by the fire. "You should rest," Elias said. "I've rested enough." She came back for more. "You don't have to do this," he said. "I want to." "Why?" "Because you saved us. And sitting still makes me remember too much." Something flickered in his face. He nodded. They worked in silence. That night, children asleep, Catherine spoke. "Why did you help us?" Elias stopped sharpening his knife. "You needed help. But people say you're dangerous. That you killed men." "I did kill men. 3 of them. Self-defense. They attacked me in a bar. One pulled a knife." Catherine's breath caught. "The law cleared me," Elias said. "But people don't forget. They see a big man with scars and write their own story." "And living alone? That's different." His gaze shifted to the corner. A small cradle sat there. Broken. Dusty. Catherine's heart clenched. "You had a family." Elias's jaw tightened. "Wife. Daughter. Fever took them. 3 years ago. I'm sorry. That's why I live alone. Not because I'm dangerous. Because I failed to protect them." His voice cracked on the last word. Catherine's eyes burned. "That's why you helped us," she whispered. "You know what loss looks like." He nodded once. They sat in silence. But it wasn't empty. It was understanding. The next morning, Catherine told her story. Her husband Thomas, good man, carpenter, died 2 weeks ago. Wagon accident. Her brother-in-law Richard showed up the next day. Demanded the land Thomas left her. He said I had two choices, Catherine said. Marry him, or lose everything. Elias's eyes darkened. I refused. So he threatened to take my children. Said I was unfit, that I couldn't provide. Could he? Maybe. I couldn't risk it, so I ran. Middle of the night. I thought we could reach my sister. But the storm came early. He'll come looking, Elias said. I know. He'll track you here. Catherine's stomach twisted. Then we'll leave before he arrives. Where will you go? No answer. Elias turned to face her. Stay here. Catherine blinked. What? Stay. Until you figure things out. Or longer. I can't. I'm offering. But Richard, let him come. Something hard entered his voice. Final. Catherine stared. Why would you do this? Elias looked at her. Because I know what it's like to lose everything. And if I can stop that from happening to you, I will. Catherine's throat closed. Thank you, she whispered. He nodded. She saw it then. Just for a second. The smallest smile. 2 weeks passed. Storm cleared. Spring showed itself. Snow melted. Green appeared. Catherine cooked. Cleaned. Organized. Daniel helped Elias chop wood. Emma followed him everywhere. Talked constantly. Asked questions. Made him laugh. Elias was patient. Kind. Gentle with them. Better than Richard had ever been. One evening, Catherine stood at the window. Outside, Elias taught Daniel to stack firewood properly. Emma made a flower crown. It looked like family. The thought hit hard. Catherine gripped the counter. She hadn't expected this. Safety. Connection. The feeling of horses. Catherine's blood froze. She dropped the dish. Ran outside. 3 riders emerged from the trees. Richard led them. Catherine's heart slammed. Richard stopped 20 feet from the cabin. 2 armed men flanked him. Elias stood in front of Daniel and Emma. Didn't move. Catherine, Richard called. There you are. We've been so worried. Catherine stepped forward. Go home, Richard. I'm here to bring you home. You and the children. We're not going anywhere. Richard's smile faded. His eyes found Elias. Who's this? Your new husband? None of your business. It's very much my business. You're my brother's widow. Those are my niece and nephew. And I'm their mother. A mother who abandoned them. Who ran off with a stranger. I'm protecting them from you. Richard dismounted. Stepped closer. I own your land now, Catherine. The law gave it to me when you left. Come back and marry me. The children need a father. No. You'll starve up here. We'll manage. You won't. Elias moved. Suddenly he was between Richard and Catherine. She said no, Elias said. Low. Dangerous. Richard looked up at him. Smiled coldly. You're the hermit. The killer. Keep talking and you'll find out. Richard's man reached for his gun. Don't, Elias said. The man froze. Richard stared at Elias. Calculating. Then he laughed. Sharp. Bitter. Fine. Keep her. But winter's coming. You can't feed 3 extra mouths. A woman and 2 useless children. We'll manage. You won't. And when you come crawling back, I won't be so kind. He mounted his horse. Spurred it hard. The 3 men vanished into the trees. Catherine's legs gave out. Elias caught her. His hand on her shoulder. Steady. He's right, Catherine whispered. We can't. Stop. She looked up. You're not a burden. You're not leaving. And anyone who tries to take you goes through me first. Why? Why are you doing this? Elias was quiet. Then he said softly, because you remind me what it feels like to have something worth protecting. Spring turned to summer. Catherine planted a garden. Small. Then bigger. Vegetables grew. Herbs flourished. Daniel grew strong. Learned to hunt. To track. Emma bloomed. She sang while working. She made Elias laugh. And Catherine watched him. The way he moved. The way he listened. The way he fixed things without being asked. The way he looked at her sometimes. Like she was precious. One evening in August, they stood watching the sunset. Catherine, Elias said. Yes? If I asked you to stay permanently, what would you say? Her heart stuttered. Are you asking? Yes. Why? Because I don't want you to leave. Because this feels like home when you're here. Because your children make me remember what it's like to care. Because, he paused. Because I love you. Catherine's tears spilled. I love you too. Then stay. Marry me. Yes, she whispered. Yes. He pulled her close. She felt his heart pounding. I thought I was done, he murmured. Then you knocked on my door. I'm glad I did. He tilted her face up. I love you, Catherine Walsh. I love you, Elias Crane. He kissed her. Behind them, Daniel and Emma cheered. 2 years later, Catherine stood at the meadow edge, basket of flowers in hand. The cabin looked different now. Elias had built 2 more rooms. A bigger kitchen, a porch. Smoke rose from 2 chimneys. The garden had tripled. Vegetables, herbs, flowers everywhere. A path led down the mountain. Wide, smooth, for visitors, because people came now, to trade, to ask for help, to bring children to play. The mountain man wasn't dangerous. He was kind, fair, strong. Catherine walked inside. Daniel, 8 now, taught his brother Henry to whittle. Emma, 6, sang to baby Rose. Elias tried to cook dinner. Papa burned the bread. Emma called. It's not burned, just very dark. Catherine laughed, kissed his cheek. I'll make more. Elias caught her hand, pulled her close. You're smiling. I am. Good. She looked around, at her children, her husband, the life they'd built. Do you think about that night? She asked. When I knocked. Every day. Do you ever wish? Never. Not for a single second. Catherine leaned into him. The woman who arrived starving now had everything. The man everyone feared now had reason to smile. And on cold nights when wind howled, Catherine would remember. The darkness, the fear, the choice to knock, and she would whisper thanks. Because sometimes the last door you knock on is the one waiting for you all along. And sometimes the person you fear most is the one who will save you.